Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hey, I wanted to chat about something that I was talking with someone about the other day, and it was about my situation. And I don't know if I think the last video I mentioned that I was trying to work on what was going to happen for the extended break and transferring back and forth. I'm able to work at home. X is able to, or not able, but has to go to work. And I sent an email last Friday, or about a week, maybe 6-7 days ago, where I had said, hey, with the way things are, probably transferring back and forth in the house is not such a great idea. So I think they need to either stay at your place or my place. I don't have to work. I have to work, but I'm working from home, so I don't have to go anywhere. So, my place is probably the safer place. What do you think? Now, I know a lot of people have been going through this. A lot of people are in not a different situation, but in the situation that, maybe the ex is saying, hey, it's this situation. They're staying here and they're not coming back to you. And that's really, obviously that's really tough because it's just more manipulation. The way I put it in this thing was, look, and that's the way I was looking at it. I have my own medical issues and stuff. And I figured, you know what, with the way things are, if they stay with her for a few weeks, maybe a month or something, not a big deal in the grand scheme of things if it keeps things safer, right? Personally, I guess maybe in some ways it would be even better if they weren't here, because then I could do more video stuff and I could, it would be easier on me for a lot of different reasons. However, honestly, I think safer for the kids. Being in one place, not having to go out, not having to interact. Debbie's even basically doing grocery shopping and dropping it off type things, so we don't have to go out. So, kind of a potentially unique situation there. My point is, that's just building up to this. My point is that when I sent the note, I figured one of two things would happen, and I knew in my mind that it would all be dependent upon what the kids said. If the kids said that they didn't agree with it, then it was going to be argued against. If the kids said that they wanted to stay with her, then she would be all for it, and whatever. Or if the kids said that they wanted to stay with me, more than likely in this situation, she would agree. And that's what happened. Come to find out, when I basically did get an email from her earlier than I expected, saying, hey, okay, I'll miss the kids. I don't remember what the exact things were, but bottom line is she agreed. Now this rolls into what I was talking about, or what I mentioned at the beginning of this video, where I was talking to someone about it, and they're like, wow, do you think that she's changed? Do you think that this means that she has turned over a new leaf? And this is the point of this video, that if you're in the same situation, maybe you're in that scenario where wow, they're actually agreeing to something. Remember who they are. Remember what their motivations are, and remember, don't let your guard down, basically. And that was my answer back to this. I said, no, the only reason that this is going as easy, quote unquote, is because both the kids that are over here at my place now said they feel safer here. Had anything else happen, it would have been a different story. And you can look at it a couple different ways. The problem is with somebody who has shown you who they are, who has shown you that they're very toxic, that they're narcissistic, that they only are looking at their own image, they really don't give a crap about you or anyone else, it's only whatever benefits them. That's their underlying principle. That's their motivation. That's what's they're going towards. That's what's driving their decisions. It's tough, and I'll tell you that if I hadn't been going through this for 8 freaking years, I'd probably have a different opinion. I'd probably think, hey, this is a time that things are finally, we're finally co-parenting, we're finally being reasonable, all these different things. And in the past, I would let my guard down, and I would like to think, oh, thank God, at least finally things are calming down. And what would happen is that it would not be true. And that as soon as I got into a vulnerable position, they would lash out. And depending on where you're at emotionally on this, it can be harder or easier. What I mean is that if you're still, if you haven't realized what you're dealing with and nothing surprises you anymore, then it can really knock you back down because you feel like you've opened yourself back up. You feel like you've been vulnerable again, and you've been taken advantage of again, which, on top of just having to deal with that mighty blow right there, you basically internalize that and are more harder on yourself because you did it again. You allowed them to do it again, and it can really get to you. That can really wear you down. So my message on this is just be cautious whenever you're dealing with somebody. If they're doing something that seems nice, great. Don't let your guard down. Unfortunately, these people, they're so freaking tenacious, and they don't stop, and they continue doing things that a normal person would be like, oh, okay, cool, we can calm down, that's bygones be bygones, and let it go and start moving on. And that's really, unfortunately, not the case that you encounter when you're dealing with someone like this. And I just wanted to hit that point because, like I said, when I was having that conversation, the person was saying, do you think that she's different? Do you think she's changed? Well, she's 52 years old, if I remember the numbers right, and I'm 49, and no, she's been consistent, the person that she's been the entire time I've known her. Once the mask is off and I can look back, I can see the patterns repeat over and over and over again. It would be so nice to believe this was real. It would be so nice to believe that the stupidness was over. But if you guys remember on the video I did right before this one, the emails being sent were still snarky. We're still like taking the little finger and jabbing in the eye, trying to provoke a reaction. Again, the only reason I think that she agreed to this was because both of the kids that are over here basically were pushing on it, saying, no, I would rather stay here. I would feel safer here because because we're not going anywhere than going back and forth and dealing with the potential contamination, I guess, of the different houses. And so what that means is that if the kids didn't say that, she wouldn't have agreed. If the kids turned around and said they wanted to see her, she's going to, push it. To be perfectly honest, I think my youngest is the one who's really pushing this. Because in my mind, it's like, hey, if everything calms down, and if then, like they're talking to the media, and in a couple of weeks, if everything is just perfect, then go back to normal. Or if I get in a situation where I have to physically start going back to work, and it pretty much negates the benefit that I have over here, I could see saying, hey, why don't we do this week on, week off, instead of doing, 2-2-4 or 2-2, I get the math wrong, 2-2-3, just so it's one long stint. But, that's my point is I think that my daughter, because when I was talking about it the other day, and I said, hey, if this doesn't last long, she goes, oh no, it's going to be all month. She's already in her mind positioned herself that's the situation that we're going to be in. So be really careful on both sides. If they're taking their finger and they're poking it in your eye, just take a deep breath and realize this is a very unique situation. I know there are some people on the channel who are dealing with this in the opposite way, where the ex is like, hey, the kids are scared coming over to you, so I'm not, you don't get to see them anymore, and their house isn't any better. The one particular one I'm thinking about, the other person actually has to go out and work, is working at a hospital, is probably more at risk than anybody, but won't let them see the dad because it's too much of a risk, and the kids are begging not to go, right? Which is all, you guys know. And for anybody who's dealing with that, if you were dealing with that and they're saying that the kids are saying this, one, when a narcissistic toxic parent is saying those things, saying that the kids want X, Y, and Z, they're just taking whatever the kids say and making it work to their advantage, right? Alternatively, if the kids are saying that, keep in mind that they're probably being, watched, or basically not provoked, but kind of like, hey, Johnny, you really don't want to do this, right? They're being coached on what to say. It doesn't mean it's really from the kids. Take a deep breath, just hunker down for the long-term fight on this, not the initial battle. Yes, this part sucks, but don't let that, if that's the situation you're in, break you. We are in some extraordinary times, and don't lose sight of that. So I mentioned before on another video that I was starting another channel. I posted my first video on that. I will put a link in one of the cards, or the end card, and so check it out and see if you like it. And if it's something completely different, it's not this type of stuff. It's going to be more vlog and just adventure type stuff, more fun stuff. Check it out. Love to hear what you think about it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye.